Hello, everyone out there in American Warrior Radio Land. It's Garen Cohn. We're back again with Dr. Scott Fairchild because so much information he has in his head that he wants to share with you about new opportunities, new devices, new technologies to deal with those things that are ailing you. We talked in the past on past episodes about this tax stem. Doc, I'm just kind of going to throw it right in there. We want to talk about it.
We do.
Then we want to talk about how it can be obtained through the VA for those who qualify.
Absolutely. And you know, when your body experiences stress and trauma, it responds. It has we were made that way. It has a natural way to respond. And what it does is your system throws out cortisol. And how does it do it? It does it by the vagal nerve stimulator, stimulating your body to release that cortisol to do fight or flight or run. And as it does that, as you experience trauma, post-traumatic stress disorder, you're going to end up having this persist in your system. And it's kind of like you can't turn it off. You just can't turn it off. So what do? We go to science to help calm this vagal nerve down. We have one on each side, the vagal nerve, and to stimulate it and calm it down. Now, how did we find this out? Well, I mean, science found it out, but the military found out that it was very beneficial, and they came up with something called the tac stim in the Special Operations Command. They're $7,500. They were developed originally by the Air Force.
Okay.
And then they tailored it to the special ops community because they needed something big and bulky so that they didn't break it. You know those guys. They break things.
Okay. And the neat thing is, can we say it's curative, or it just really helps reduce the symptoms?
It helps very much to reduce the symptoms. It brings them down, and it stops that stress hormone from being released. So all of a sudden, when you automatically, you got PTSD and you're at the gas pump and there's a long line and somebody gets you all upset, this just calms it down. It calms it down. I have some veterans who use this 2 or 3 times a day just to keep in a calm state, and that calm state lasts for 3 to 5 hours. So a couple times a day and you're good to go.
All right. In the past, we've talked about, maybe even demonstrated on American Warrior Radio, the Alpha Stim. It's a lovely device. Yeah. You plug it onto your earlobes and it works with the different brain waves, right?
It does.
Similar situation?
Very similar situation. The interesting thing about the Alpha Stim is it kind of goes through the back roads to get to the brain.
Okay.
It goes through your earlobes and it kind of parallels it with increasing alpha in the brain. Well, I can tell you the vagal nerve stimulator is, like, for me, 3 to 5 times more effective because you're now going down the main highway. You're not going through the back road.
You keep showing us, is there some device we put on ourselves?
There's a device like the tac stim. It has 2 silver knobs on the top, and you put it on your neck. The neat thing is you hold it there for 2 minutes. You put a little spray on to get a connection.
Okay.
You hold it there for 2 minutes. You take it off. You spray it again, and you hold it there for another 2 minutes, and you're done.
And that's your treatment?
Yeah, that's your treatment.
For the day or for...
Well, you can do it every 3 to 5 hours and get relaxation from it. I remember when I first experienced it out at a local restaurant, Dr. O'Leary asked me, so what are you noticing? I'm like, wow, I can see in color. Not really, but my visual field had opened up. I could see the buildings across the parking lot. I could read the signs on the top of them. And many of you know from your trauma that when we are stressed, we get myopic. We look at things right in front of us. It opened up my visual field. So the fighters, and Doc O'Leary says they were only 7,500 apiece. So we ordered 1,000 of them. So we have one for each special operations team in the 33,000 special operators he serves. So they use them out in the field. They use them for training. They use them at the Defense Language Institute, and they're able to assess language at a much greater rate than without them, like 23% greater rate of learning a language because you're calm and your brain is open.
Wow.
They also use them before going into combat, and I was kind of puzzled about that because do you want to really be that chill going into combat? What I found out was, instead of being myopic and stressed and looking at what's in front of you, to broaden your visual field and your senses makes you a much better warrior than the guy on the other side. You can pull the trigger before he does. And that's important in getting our soldiers.
So the United States Armed Forces has grabbed onto this technology and is using it with our special operators, and probably going to expand that reach as well.
Absolutely. And they use it for training, as I said. They use it pre-combat, and they use it for recovery. They have a bad experience out in the field. You come back in, and this is bugging me. Well, you use the tac stim, and it helps calm the symptoms and take those symptoms away, which is of real benefit. Now you say, how can I get a TAC-STIM? No, I don't want to just sign up for Special Forces, been there, done that, got the t-shirt. So we now know that the VA acknowledges and issues something very similar to the TAC-STIM made by the same company called GammaCore. And that unit is anywhere from $2,000 to $5,500. They issue them for the indication of chronic or severe headaches or migraine headaches. And if you have or are suffering from migraine headaches, or you're suffering from service-connected
So it
headache
happened in
problems.
service.
Yes.
Headaches are bothering you now, and you have a rating that says this is related.
Yes.
So they're paying you compensation, or at least 0% for migraines, something.
Exactly.
Your service connected for migraines.
Yes.
What?
Then you can go to the VA, and here's the process. You talk to your primary care doctor, or for those of you who are computer wise, sign in to My Healthy Vet. Say, my headaches have been bothering me. The things they want to know is quantitative. So you're going to want to say, they're increasing in frequency, they're increasing in intensity, and they're increasing in duration. In other words, they're bad and they last longer. So you want to let your primary care know that. Some of the primary cares will push back. So you have to say, wait a minute. And, I had this last week. One of our representatives, our veterans, went in and her primary care told her, well, you'll be okay. Try this, try that. If you've tried the medicine, if you've tried the Botox, if you've been through all this, you push back with them and say, I really want to see a neurologist, or my next step's going to be the patient representative. Yeah. And then
Always an option.
You push through and you get to see the neurologist, one of my fellow psychologists who in the office who has migraine headaches. She wrote to her primary care. She had a neurology appointment the next week. And by the third week, they mailed her a GammaCore unit, and they mailed her the Sapphire one. They have a number of different units. The Sapphire one is the most advanced. It's rechargeable and good for life. What we found is we've had at least a dozen people getting these units from the VA. And what we found in the last few weeks, we found that now they're starting to issue probably a less costly one, which lasts for a couple months. It has a certain number of uses.
Kind of a trial period.
A trial period, yeah.
Okay.
And that's fine, because the neurologist will tell you, once this trial period is up, if it's working for you, just contact me and let me know that it's working. I'd like to get it extended, or I'd like to go for one of those Sapphire units that we never have to recertify.
So people, I just want to touch on this. Doc has revealed a new technology that's being used by our military.
It is.
With guys and gals that are out there in the SHIT.
That's
it. They
it.
come back and they're getting help with this. If you have migraine, if you have any type of headache disorder that's service connected, he's given you the roadmap on how to get one of these devices and give it a try. See if it helps. Do not concern yourself if you're 30% for migraine and your doctor and VA neurologist write the script for you to get when you get it in the mail and it's working and your migraines are greatly reduced. Just live with it. Be happy with that. You don't need to report back to them. Yeah, I haven't had a migraine in forever. You just say, yes, it's helpful. And then shut up.
Yeah.
I'm telling you straight. Do not say, oh man, my migraines are gone. Why would you do that? Use the device, make it work for you, help your relationships, help your life, and get out of bed without a headache. I know a lot of people suffer that.
Yeah.
And then just keep it to yourself. But do everything he said to try and get the device and see if it helps, because the efficacy is it's been well documented.
It's there, it's proven. And I'm so glad that our warriors are actually having an opportunity to take advantage of this. And, in talking with my good friend and colleague, the former consultant to the 1st Special Operations Command, Colonel Doc Leary, he was so proud of the fact that during his last 6 months where he deployed operators, he said, with this, using the TAC-STIM, which is basically the GammaCore, it's at the same intensity level. Using this and using the ETMS, he had 0% of them coming back with PTSD, which is amazing.
Awesome news, everybody. I want you to be sure and watch every episode because they drop every Sunday on American Warrior Radio. Like, share, and subscribe this.
And there's one more thing that's
all
important, because there's going to be folks.
Are you listening to him?
There's going to be folks out there that say, well, I don't have headaches and I can't get it from the VA. How can I help take away some of my PTSD symptoms anyway if I don't have headaches and I can't get this unit from the VA? Well, there's actually a unit that's produced at a lot lower cost, actually $299 and $399, and it's produced by Truvega. And Truvega, you can look at for them online, Truvaga. They produce about 75% of the intensity of the gamma core. So you can buy one of those yourself. The 299 one has a limited number of uses, a couple hundred uses, or the 399 one, probably a better value, is unlimited uses, and you can use it for life. So it's important for any of you out there who are, these things work with PTSD symptoms, certainly as well as the migraine and headache symptoms.
Outstanding. Thank you, Doc.
Sure.
You shared the straight stuff here on American Warrior Radio. Until next time, don't forget, thank a vet.